Haldeman Norfolk has given notice of dissatisfaction with the answer to a question given yesterday by the Minister of Labour. The member has up to 5 minutes to make his remarks.
Yeah, Speaker, I asked for this late show debate. I felt the Minister of Labour didn't have time to fully answer some of my questions about the lockout of steelworkers down at Nanticoke. And this is important. We have to be cognizant of the value and the importance, the benefits of the steel industry, its customers, its suppliers, the people that work down there, and the community that it supports. All must strive for productivity and value-added economic activity, and I ask this government to recognize the significance of the direct and the indirect employment. Nanticoke, Hamilton, and for hundreds of miles in that area. Don't forget the value chains going backwards, the iron ore, coal, the scrap industry, going forward, the end use, the distribution, the trucking, the value-added engineering are all jobs that are threatened by this lockout. Public policy should be key. It certainly is with other jurisdictions which impact steel production. There are obviously economic consequences of any labor dispute, a loss or reduction of production. I'm not a steel man. I used to be. American Can Workers, Local 25. I was also a consultant at Nanticoke, helped Steelworkers 87, 82, Stelco set up their employee assistance program. We understand Canada settled this bitter 3-year lawsuit against U.S. Steel, an investment of something in the order of $50 million, both Hamilton and Lake Erie. I haven't seen the paperwork. That might be something our Minister of Labour could inquire about. Third lockout in 3 years. The last time at Hamilton, an estimated loss of $25 million in wages. This is the second lockout at Lake Erie in 3 years. We're asking, what did the government do the last time? What did you learn last time? What has the mediator accomplished? I'm told his role could not be divulged to me. And specifically, Minister, what are you doing? Have you talked to the company? I've talked to the company. Have you spoken with the union? I have. We recognize the steel industry, we recognize the consolidation, the globalization, dramatic changes in the last 10 years. It comes with loss of local ownership, local control. There are gains in managerial expertise, new technology, pools of capital, and resultant savings. But it comes at a price, intense competition between mills to garner investment with respect to some of their projects, all directed from the head office. Labor disruptions can benefit other mills within the same company. Hamilton and Lake Erie are shut down. How does that benefit Gary, Indiana? I've been down to Gary, massive steel operations down there. They want to keep them running. So there's a necessity to frame public policy, obviously provincial labor legislation, that can best support future investment, try and avoid some of these tragedies, work for success all the year round. I visited the line on Mother's Day. It was after midnight. There was a cold wind coming off Lake Erie. It's tough stuff down there. There really has to be a better way beyond burn barrels. There has to be more of an alliance between management, the workers, obviously suppliers. We're dealing with the threat of China. They make steel in Brazil, Russia, India. There's potential. We come out of this recession, potential for demand, steel for that Windsor Bridge, for culverts, so much of our electrical infrastructure. But labor relations seem to get in the way. This is where this Ontario government needs to come in. I need to know, what is the minister doing to get steelworkers back to work? I'm asked, can you pull people together? Can you have a meeting locally? Can you go to Pittsburgh? Can you go to Washington? Talk to the union, talk to the international union, talk to the international company. Things have changed. This government has to keep up. This government has to reinvent its ways in dealing with these kinds of situations.
Thank you.